Alright, so just picked up this Polaris Outlaw 525. It's another good deal. It's in the back of the truck right now. It's pretty windy, so I'm in the garage right now, but it's another deal where, oh, it only needs a carburetor clean. So we'll see about that. Let's go check it out. Paid $1,500. See, it wasn't clean. It's really muddy. It's 2006. Ooh, nice pipe on it. Looks pretty nice. We'll get it pressure washed off and everything, but tires are decent. Just needs a good cleaning. I did notice the boot right here was ripped, so hopefully that's not gonna be a big problem. It rolled fine, so I'm guessing maybe a stick got that. And I think you can replace those boots fairly easily, so we will see. Alright, first look at it. That's not too bad. Let's get this cleaned off. Alright, as you can see, it's pretty muddy. Got the pressure washer out. Let's see if we can clean this thing up. Alright, that's a little cleaner. Looking a lot better. It's pretty sweet. Alright, got her all cleaned up here. Obviously it needs one more once over to be spotless, but we'll do that when we take it to the car wash when this thing is done. But for right now, it's clean enough to work on. So as you can see, it's pretty nice. Power Mad, hand guards. We've got the Trail Tech speedometer and tach, I believe. And I think it measures heat as well. You can see that's all tied in down here. So that should work on there. HMF silencer on this thing. I think that's Douglas wheels all the way around. This thing is pretty awesome. It's pretty clean. No rips in the seat. You can see, seat's really clean. Looks like it was last registered in 2018. I believe the frame was painted orange, which actually the guy did a pretty good job with the frame. Looks like it might be powder coat actually, because there's no overspray on anything. See, no overspray anywhere. Shocks are orange as well. So whoever painted the frame did a decent job. Doesn't look like crap. And it's got the things up here. We've got neutral, reverse, parking, oil, coolant, and temperature. So that's all up there. So the story on this is that the guy used to go riding with this thing with his buddies. His buddies quit riding, so he quit riding. So that's why he was selling this thing. He posted it for $2,000. I got him down to $1,500. I was the first one to message. Said he had about 30 other people offering 15 as well. So I got down to 15 and I went to pick this thing up. So we got it for 15. When I got there, it did start with jumpers. He said it needs a carb clean because it doesn't move. He said that once you start to push on the throttle, it just dies. So we will see about that today. Could be valves, could be worn out piston, could be pretty much anything. We don't really know until we start digging into it. So I guess without further ado, let's see if this thing starts up, and we'll see what it sounds like here. Then we'll try to diagnose what's going on with it. I guess we could probably first start by checking all the oil and everything. So the oil's over here. Let's check that out. Hopefully it's not milky. I checked it when I was there, but that was before he started it up. Doesn't look milky or anything. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot in there. Yeah, looks normal. Smell a little bit of gas in there, actually. I wonder if maybe it's kind of thin. I wonder if the carburetor was left on and gas is just pouring into the engine. That could definitely be a possibility as well. Here's the coolant right here. Let's see what that looks like in there. Oh, yep, that's topped off. That's a good sign. Back on there. We'll take a look underneath the seat, check out the air filter. The guy said that this thing was sitting for a while, so we'll check the air filter before we attempt to start this thing out. Alright, how do you get the seat off of here? Right here. If I can. There we go. Alright. So you can see the air filter down in here. Got a little wet down here. We don't want to suck any water in. It just pops up like that. That just pops up. And then there's the air filter. So air filter looks pretty good. Definitely needs a cleaning, but at least it's on there and tight and not allowing anything through. No mouse nest in there. So that's good. Looks like it was cut right here. Looks to be the original carburetor on there. That's good. All right, we got the jumper hooked up. Let's see what happens when we turn the key. Key's right here. Ooh la la. Does that thing work? Probably needs a bigger jump. Doesn't work. Nothing's working up here. There we go. That's working. Sounds like it runs pretty good. Sounds really good. Doesn't sound like anything's wrong with it at all. Huh, that's weird. Did we just get really lucky and it just runs perfect? Huh. Alright, so I'm a little bit worried. It runs perfect. It doesn't sound like it needs a carb clean, so I don't know. Something must be wrong with it though. So let's take a look underneath this hood right here. This is where the battery is right here. Let's try to get that open and just check and see if the battery can be charged up. And then we're gonna try to get the neutral light and all that stuff to light up. This whole plastic piece comes off with the headlights, kind of nice. It was just like 4 bolts, one right there, one up here, one right there, and then one right here. And the whole thing came off. Then you've got access to the battery here, and the fuel pump, and then the rectifier. So kind of nice. So right now, the neutral light doesn't work at all. So when you turn this on, that neutral light should light up. So I'm wondering if it's the actual light or if it's the neutral mechanism right down there. You can see that's where the neutral light goes into. I already disconnected the connection right here. Tried to clean it up a bit, didn't make a difference. So I'm thinking it's that thing right there. Let's just see if the reverse works. So it should light up right here. You can see the R. It should light up when I put it in reverse. So let's just see if that does it. So right now, let's try reverse here. I think this is the lever for it. Yep. Get it light up. I don't think that's working at all. Oh, yep, that worked. So it's just the neutral light not working. Reverse light works. Right in there is where the neutral wire goes, so you can see the wire going down to it right here. Red and black. So that comes out. Looks like 2 screws. See what's going on in there. Alright, that little guy is not wanting to come off there. So, I mean, it's just the neutral light. We're going to leave it. I don't want to break it off. So, we'll leave it on there. It seems like it was like glued on because it's not budging from that spot. And if I put any more pressure on it, it's just going to break. And we don't need that. So, I'm guessing it's just a dirty connection there, which it might get cleaned up as we ride it. I'm not sure. So, but anyway, let's see if this thing moves. Because last time I tried to ride it, it just shut off as soon as this thing moved. I wonder if something's up with the transmission. Because there's no way this thing runs perfect. There's nothing wrong with it for 1,500 bucks. So we will see right now. We're going to start it up and see if this thing moves. Alright, let's see if she moves. So as soon as I take off, it dies. Check this out. Alright, so it does have an issue. So as I take off and drive forward and then stop, it shuts off. So it's almost like it's shorting out as soon as I go any distance. And it seems to be happening when I hit the brake. So what we're going to do is start it up again and see what happens when I just hit the brake like that. I feel like it might be shorting out the system and turning it off. Okay, let's see what happens when we hit the brake. What about the clutch? No, it's not that. Huh. I don't know, it idles all day like that. Then it just shuts off when I go into first gear. Oh man, this is really weird. The choke is off right now. Oh, the choke was on. Let's see what happens when it starts up and we turn the choke off. Maybe it's just a carburetor problem. Ah. Yeah, it just shuts off right when you turn the choke off. Alright, so it might be a carburetor problem. Or a jetting issue. So let's dig into the carburetor, see what that looks like. Alright, so here's the carburetor on it, right underneath the seat here. Pretty easy access actually. So let's get that out. I also want to check the gas flow. So we'll try to run this thing and see if the gas flow is correct, because a lot of times the pumps up here fail. So a little bit came out. And technically that's at idle, so I mean, it's getting gas. Alright, we got the carburetor off. Let's see what's going on the inside here. There was a lot of gas in it. Oh, there's a little gunk in there. A little bit at the bottom there. So definitely some gunk going on. Looks like the jets are plugged up pretty good. Let's starter jet out first here. It looks like this was broken off at one point. Oop. That might not be coming out. You can see it's kind of broken off there. Let's see what the pilot looks like. See if that's plugged up. Should be a 45, I believe. Yep, it's a 45. And oh, that's just plugged completely. Yeah, it's completely plugged up. Can't see through that thing at all. Yeah, that's really gunked up. So that's probably why it wasn't running without the choke on. And could be why it's stalling out when you try to ride it. Here's the main. Ooh, that's pretty gunked too. Look at that. Let's see what we're running for the main here. Alright, so the main jet I found out is a 155. seat looks good. Needle looks good. Somebody turns out the fuel screw was, so 1, 2, 3. 3 turns out. It's pretty far. Get this guy out of here. I clean this out, spray it out, and then spray it out with the air compressor, and that should be good to go. Alright, carburetor's all cleaned out. Let's see if it moves now without shutting off. Alright, so this thing is running good. The carb clean seemed to fix it, so it wasn't shutting off when I went forward anymore. So I think the carb clean was the issue. I think the guy wasn't lying. So I think what we're going to do now is change the oil here quick, just to check what that looks like. And then I think we can take her for a ride and test her out. Alright, kind of hard to see, but there's a bolt at the bottom. It's an 8mm Allen. Ooh, that is some black oil. Holy moly. That is really black. That's never been changed. Look at that. That is pure black oil. Wow. Alright. Good thing we're changing this. Man, that is very thin oil. No metal chunks or anything. Looking really good, actually. That makes me feel better about the transmission. Thought for sure I was gonna get scammed on this thing. But the day is still young, we still could. No issues yet. Not a single metal chunk anywhere. So most likely bottom and top end are fine. Chunks at all. Pretty happy with that. Alright, we're gonna get the oil tank drained here. There should be a drain at the bottom of it. Alright, here's the oil from the oil tank and the engine. Look how black that is. So, we will get some fresh oil in it and a fresh filter. I'll have to look up how much oil this takes, but I'm guessing it's around 2 quarts. So this thing takes about 1.9 quarts of oil. Let's get that going in. Using 10W40 wet clutch oil. Make sure it's formulated for wet clutches, otherwise your clutch is going to slip and not work properly. Alright, just letting that oil circulate. Got the temperature right there. Alright, we let the battery charge overnight, and looks like it's all charged up. Let's install that and see if it can crank over. Alright, made her out here. The battery started it up one time and then it died, so I think the battery's bad. So probably gonna have to order up a new battery for it, but not a big deal. Everything else works great on it so far. We'll see if the transmission works today. And we'll see if that boot causes any problems right there. smoking. Alright, this thing's got a ton of power. You can see the gauge is working. We're up to 96 degrees Fahrenheit. And everything seems to be working here on the gauge, so that's awesome. I don't know if the speed's working though. We'll have to check that. Yeah, running good. Everything besides the battery. So that's really the only thing. But yeah, let's throw on the GoPro. Take it for a little rip. Alright, so it kind of sucks having to jump the battery every time. I'm hoping this thing's not a big bore and it just doesn't have enough power to crank it over with a good battery. That would really suck. But we'll see. Let's see if it cranks over here. Alright, let's take this thing for a ride. So far it goes into first and second gear. Haven't tried third gear yet. We'll see. It's got really good power. Take her on the road and see what happens. We'll go easy. I don't want the back end to lock up or something. Seems like all the gears work. Good. Thing's really nice. We're at 99 degrees right now, so it's keeping cool. Wow, great pickup. This is all wet back here. Guess we can kind of check. I don't want to stall it. That would be the worst case scenario. Alright, here we go. Woo-hoo! Woo! This thing is scary fast. Really fast. Front wheel bearings are a little iffy. Look how fast it gets to that rev limiter. Oh, we hit 100 degrees. I like this thing. For 1,500 bucks? What a steal. Oh, that's not good. Of course, right when I was saying that. That is not good at all. What just happened here? Just shut off? I bet you I ran out of gas. I didn't have much gas in there. I bet I have to turn it to reserve here. Forgot about that. Whoops. That was my bad. There. But now we gotta go all the way back home to start this thing up. That sucks. Should I push her back or... Let's see. Maybe it'll start. No. Oh, that sucks. Check for leaking. Good time to do it. No leaking from the radiator. No leaking from the engine anywhere. No leaking from the pipe. That's just from the oil that when we changed it out. So that's all good. So I'm hoping it shut off because of the gas. Ooh, back wheels are... The bearings are shot too. Back bearings are a little rough. Maybe this just needs to be tightened up right here. I think this nut just needs to be tightened up. Let's see about this one. Yeah, same with this one. Alright, so back from the first ride. That was a big success considering I paid 1,500 bucks for this thing. Definitely a 3K quad all day long. So, pretty good deal on this one. Transmission was smooth, shifted through every gear smoothly, brakes all worked, the gauge up here worked, lights work, everything works the way it should, except for the neutral light. Reverse works good, no leaking whatsoever. Oil stayed clear, it's not white. But yeah, basically the only thing wrong with it is the slop right here that I'm going to fix up, and then the wheel bearings in the front. So, not bad at all. I didn't really hear anything coming from the shaft right here, except for it's a little bit loose because this wheel's loose. And that goes through here and connects to here. So if you tighten that up, it'll tighten that shaft up. But yeah, that's the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. You know, I got lucky on this one. Not everyone can be trusted when they put only needs a carb clean. So, thanks to that guy for being honest about it, and that paid off. We got a pretty good deal. I'm going to run to the store and grab a brand new battery for this thing, and then this thing will be pretty much complete. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for next one. Until next time, we are out.